Fill out the animal adoption application form. Thank you for helping us spread the word about our four-legged friends at the DeWitt County Animal Shelter who are ready to be adopted. And remember, a healthy pet is a happy pet.
News time is 8 minutes after the noon hour, or after 7 o'clock, pardon me, on this Wednesday. Top of the morning from the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this local news update brought to you by Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton, your Silverado headquarters, and by Connexus, providing fiber internet to Clinton. Learn more at DeWittDailyNews.com. The DeWitt County Sheriff's Office is investigating vandalism to a business on Highway 51 in Wapella. In the overnight hours Sunday night into Monday, Casey's in Wapella was vandalized by a single individual. Sheriff Mike Walker indicates the person did significant damage to the outside of the store to gain entry and some damage inside before leaving.
Well, apparently we're investigating a burglary there. An unknown individual attempted to gain access to Casey's through a back wall. Was unsuccessful there, so they pried open a rear door and entered the business. Once inside the business, they damaged the alarm panel and spent some time behind the counter and then to a drink cooler and removed some items there. Left the building.
The individual was masked and wearing gloves, so it will be difficult for investigators to identify the person. Sheriff Walker indicates they've released images from security footage in hopes the public can help in identifying him.
No, and unfortunately, we don't have a lot of information on those things. We do have, like I said, we have video footage that we're going to put on our Facebook page later today. At this point, is a individual who was wearing a ski mask and gloves, so it's going to be hard to identify him, but we're hoping that by putting that information on our Facebook page that somebody can recognize a build or something that could possibly identify him. My detective's working on getting that footage cleaned up to be able to get a good picture of it to put on Facebook, and hopefully that'll be done sometime this morning.
Anyone with information is encouraged to call the non-emergency line for the Sheriff's Office at 935-3196. Solar development continues to dominate DeWitt County Land Use Committee meetings. At Monday night's meeting, Zoning Administrator Liz Weichel told the committee there are 3 solar companies that have applied for siting hearings. She reminds the siting for Prairie Flats will take place on August 12th, and the Triple Black Diamond Solar and Revere Road Solar hearings are in the process of being scheduled.
3 solar companies have applied for a siting hearing. We have set a hearing for Prairie Flats Solar for August 12th, 2025 at 5 p.m. And we are currently in the process of scheduling hearings for both Triple Black Diamond Solar and Revere Road Solar projects. We are also expecting to receive another application for the Madison Street Solar project after the board approves their road agreement, which you will have on your agenda for your next county board meeting. Santa Ana Solar Project has reached out to me and they're close to applying as well, but they are now going to be a community solar project and not a commercial solar project. They have shrunk significantly in size. And then we were also contacted by another solar project, but they are in the very, very early stages of acquiring land. That's how.
Committee member Pat Ryan warned of the recent blackout in Spain and Portugal in April. He notes the 2 countries have about 70% penetration of renewable energy sources.
I think the board should become familiar with what happened in Spain and Portugal on April 28th. They were at about 70% penetration of renewables, meaning wind and solar, and principally solar. Not enough inertia of large spinning turbines for that grid to ride out a minor transient. A minor fault on the grid happens all the time. Without the inertia of those large generators, all that mass spinning, they weren't able to dampen the effects. They had a frequency excursion, tripped off spinning units, just about tripped off France. But they opened their disconnect or their intertie in enough time. It was a freaking disaster. 18-hour blackout for that whole Iberian Peninsula. So here we are voting on these projects going in the same direction.
County ordinance state any solar projects that are proposed within 1.5 miles of a community's 1.5 miles of a community city limits must be approved from that municipality. Farmer City and Clinton have each turned down solar projects in recent weeks. The city of Clinton approved its annual portion of projects funded by the motor fuel tax, or MFT, dollars at its meeting Tuesday night. Public Works Director Steve Lobb indicates $115,000 was approved, and it will be used this summer for the standard oil and chip road surfacing at various points in Clinton.
Well, actually, in the additional $15,000 this year, we're going to be doing Kiwanis Park and doing the cemetery as well. So we're just expanding out and kind of adding some areas. That's why that's up a little bit. The reality is I don't have that list in my possession right now, but it's as always. We're kind of doing roads all over town, and we'll be doing those relatively soon. Should be happening in early to mid-August. So if folks see an oil truck out in their neighborhood, give us a break. We'll be quick, and it goes pretty fast. It really does. It's not too disruptive. So yeah, just the normal operation. I think people of Clinton are pretty much used to it by now.
Also at Tuesday night's meeting, it was noted extensive work on South Jackson Street near Lincoln School and Mach 1 gas station will be completed soon. Lobb notes that work came in at roughly $1.5 million for a complete rehab.
That's a complete rehab. And what I compare it to, 2 years ago, we did South Madison Street from the IGA right on up to Main Street. With the school located there, South Jackson, and the residents that live on there, they know it was really in bad condition. So it's all new curb and gutter, handicap ramps at every intersection, and then new pavement. And that's happening from White Street on up to Main, and we're actually doing a section of White kind of looping around the school to include the school in the project and bring it up to speed.
Lobb notes the city will break from big projects next summer to replenish its funds. He says there are no finalized plans for the next project. During the month of July, those with disabilities are celebrated. Tony Kirkman is the executive director of the Piatt County Mental Health Center, and on the WHOW Morning Show Tuesday joked Piatt County Mental Health Center was not a good name for their organization because they work so closely with those with disabilities through their day services.
So I always joke because I say that the Piatt County Mental Health Center really is the worst possible name for our organization because it only captures one facet of the services that we provide. So your viewers might not know this, but we serve about 75 individuals with disabilities, and they come to us and we're able to support them from 5 different counties. And for example, one of our bigger services is our Community Day Service program, where again, we have individuals from 5 different counties coming to us, and there's about 55 individuals, and they have a fun, fulfilling day here from 9 to 2 where they learn social emotional learning. They participate in activities, skill development, small motor skills development, artistic expression, cooking skills. We bring in speakers, master gardeners, all different types of fun stuff from 9 to 2 for them to enjoy a full fun day of programming. After that, from 2 until about 7 o'clock, we work with our individuals that we call it community support services. So that will be individuals that either reside with their family or they reside independently. And we help support them with cooking skills, showing them basic housekeeping skills, running them to medical appointments. You know, one of my more favorite is that we participate in a lot of social activities for a lot of our guys. So they've done everything from SummerSlam to a ZZ Top concert to, Broadway shows. So
according to Kirkman, they also have a vocational program that helps place individuals that are able to enter the workforce to do that, as well as its respite care program.
And we also have a vocational program. So we work with local employers where we come alongside them and we find individuals, we do skill development, we teach them resume building skills, and we have an on-site job coach that helps them be successful in not only obtaining but maintaining employment. And then lastly, we have our respite care services. So those are support services for guardians or family members that are looking for additional caregiving support. So for example, maybe a medical emergency requires you to leave town, go on vacation, or there's a family event where it would not be convenient for a loved one with a disability to leave, so they can stay in the comfort of their own home, have their own routines, and be supervised and cared for by somebody that's been fully vetted and accredited by a state and national program.
Funding limitations are what mostly keeps the Piatt County Mental Health Center from taking on more folks for its day services. Kirkman explains the state of Illinois dollars only fund 75 people, but they are hearing that number could be growing.
Really, at this moment, we're just capped by workforce. We still have capacity to grow in all four programs that I've mentioned. It's getting tight, but we've got capacity. So yeah, always looking to expand and to support more services. And really, that is not only dependent upon the guardians and the individuals choosing us, but as I'm sure your listeners have heard from our friend Stephanie that's been on your air, there's something that's known as the PUNS list, Prioritization of Urgency of Need. And basically it's a list of adults with disabilities that have applied to the state so that they can have support and funding. So their names have to be pulled from this PUNS list so that they are eligible for services and that we can work with them. And yeah, I'm not for sure of what the number is in DeWitt County, but our last report showed that there was 85 individuals still sitting in Piatt County on the PUNS list.
Wow. And
I believe that list, they're going to start pulling from that list sometime this month. So we're interested, excited to see what new friends that we can come alongside and support.
While the state of Illinois has touted some of the things it is doing for the developmentally disabled, Kirkman indicates there are many things they've done concurrently that are detrimental to them as well. We'll have more on that with Kirkman still this month on Regional Radio. News time, 20 minutes after 7 o'clock on this Wednesday, pardon me. This past week was a nice boost in moisture to some areas starved for rain right now. Ed Shimon at the National Weather Service indicates west of Interstate 55 saw the most rainfall. He indicates there is a stretch of central Illinois, though, really in need of some rain.
Yeah, we did, especially west of I-55 and the Illinois River. Northwest Illinois got 3 to 4 inches of rain in some areas. Knox, Stark, Marshall, western Peoria County, even a bit of Fulton. In central Illinois had, about 2 to maybe 3 inches of rain in a few spots. I know up by Wyoming, Altona, that area got close to 3 inches there. So, it was hit or miss east of there though, up until yesterday. And then south of I-70, we've got a lot of rain. We had 2 to 3 inches, almost some pockets a little bit more than that along I-70 over the last night, or the last couple of days. So it's been kind of pockets of really heavy rains. I put up what we have for the month on the Cocoa Raws, and really the DeWitt County is in a lull, a low spot. Same with Logan, Piatt. There's a little corridor here, where we're in a minima.
Yeah.
Right now for the month, but hopefully we can replenish that with the rain chances we have over literally the next 7 days.
Yeah.
After today.
The latest drought monitor data was released last week, just after the holiday weekend. Shimon indicates since that release, we've gotten a good amount of rain that would be substantial enough to alter some of those figures.
They updated on Tuesday, they used all the rain through Tuesday and then posted on Thursday. So July 8th is the valid date for this one, and it was released on the 10th last week. So any rainfall that happens through Tuesday evening is going to be used in the update that comes out this following Thursday. Yeah, I think we had enough to at least bump us back, closer to normal in several areas through that weekend rain. It's going to definitely at least keep it from getting worse at this point. I don't know that it's going to remove the D0 abnormally dry conditions in DeWitt County and the surrounding areas at this point, but it's enough to at least stave off any kind of increase in the drought status.
According to Shimon, if a storm pops up, it could drop 2 weeks of rain or more in a matter of hours.
If you do get any storms near over you, the air mass is warm, able to hold a lot of moisture, and you can get a dumper of 2 inches like that. So, obviously that's not a widespread, it's kind of pockets of those 2-inch rainfalls. But certainly if you're able to get one of those over your area, you can get quickly, 2 weeks worth of rain in a couple of hours. Our ground at this point can absorb a lot of rainfall. So it would take a lot to really create flash flooding. It's at this point in central Illinois. I mean, some ditches may fill up if you get 2 to 3 inches of rain in an hour or two, and a few roads might be impacted there. If it hits a city, then you get a little bit more drainage that's quicker, things like that. So you obviously have to be aware of that if you're driving through urbanized areas and heavy rainfall occurs.
Yeah.
For the most part, our fields are ready to just take this in.
Take it all in. Yep.
Pump it into because the corn is now evapotranspirating a lot of moisture. When it starts to tassel, the amount of moisture that it pumps out of the ground is a lot. Thousands and thousands of gallons a day of moisture is being evapotranspirated or released through the leaves at this time of year. So, we definitely need to replenish that moisture to allow those plants to continue to do what they need to do to grow.
Shibin reminds July is the wettest month of the calendar year.
No, yeah, we've got a general outlook because the Weather Prediction Center puts out, rainfall expectations, and it looks like I-70 is going to get a little bit better chance of some of these rains. The DeWitt County I-74 corridor, Peoria to Bloomington, looks like it's probably going to only be 3/4 of an inch or so through this next 5 days. As we head through the next weekend, though, it looks like we creep up over an inch and a quarter. So we typically get about, let's see, in July every day we get almost 0.2 of an inch of rain on average, or 15 to 1600. So every day that we don't have that, we're going back below normal, or below the bar there where we should be at this time of year. So.
Later today, severe weather is expected in northern Illinois and the upper Midwest. Shimon indicates there are parts of central Illinois in the line of the threat of those storms. News time is 25 minutes after 7 o'clock here on this Wednesday. We've got plenty more to get to coming up on the WHOW Morning Show.
Is the summer heat getting to you? This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton and Farmer City, inviting you to cool down in a new Chevy. We have cool new crossovers like the Chevy Equinox, or hot new trucks like the Chevy Silverado 1500, which has up to $7,500 in extra savings over our regular discounts. See all our inventory and prices online. And don't forget, we need and would love to trade yours in. Chevrolet, together let's drive. BaumChevyBuick.com, right from the start.
Experience the power of better connection with Connexus Fiber Internet. Connexus delivers ultra-fast, reliable speeds to keep you connected at the speed of life. Whether you're working from home, streaming your favorite shows, or gaming with your friends, Connexus has you covered. Say goodbye to buffering and dropped calls and say hello to fiber fast internet. Ready to upgrade your connection? Sign up today by clicking the Connexus icon at DeWittDailyNews.com. Nothing connects us like Connexus.
News time, 26 minutes after 7 o'clock on this Wednesday. Again, I'm Seth Lawrence with you folks today for this expanded local newscast. The Illinois Farm Bureau is following 3 natural gas pipeline projects. Bill Bodine is the Farm Bureau Director of Business and Regulatory Affairs. Bodine says if landowners are contacted by any company seeking right-of-way, it is advised they seek legal counsel before entering into any long-term agreements. News time, 28 minutes after 7 o'clock on this Wednesday. Time now for a look at this morning's obituaries. 83-year-old Phyllis E. Barragear of Lincoln passed away Monday, February 10th at Carlinville Rehabilitation and Health Center. Graveside services for 83-year-old Phyllis E. Barragear will be Thursday, at 2:30 at the Greenwood Cemetery in Decatur. Peasley Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. 96-year-old Wanda M. Lorash of Oriena passed away July 15th at her home in Decatur. Calvert Funeral Home of Argena is in charge of arrangements. Guy Spoon Weisgarver passed away September 12th, passed away July 9th, at his home. A visitation for Guy G. Weisgarver will be from 5 to 7 p.m. Friday, July 18th at Calvert Belangi Bruce Funeral Home in Farmer City. A memorial service will be Saturday, July 19th at 10:30, also at Calvert Belangi Bruce Funeral Home in Farmer City. Coverage of news is brought to you by Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton, your Silverado headquarters, and brought to you by Connexus, providing fiber internet to Clinton. Learn more at DeWittDailyNews.com. Get news anytime from your computer or mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com. Coming up in sports on this Wednesday, we take a look at 7-on-7 action for Clinton High School's varsity football program, underway for the July competitive season.
With SRN News, I'm Jason Walker. Trump administration ending the deployment of 2,000 National Guard troops in Los Angeles. Roughly 4,000 Guard troops and 700 U.S. Marines have been deployed. It's not immediately clear how long the rest of the troops will stay on site. 2 people in New Jersey have died when their car swept away in floodwaters. Dozens of flight delays and cancellations at area airports, and now more heavy rain expected in the Northeast later today. The death toll from the Texas floods now 134. Possible changes in the National Basketball Association, one step closer to a major expansion. Commissioner Adam Silver says the league has been asked by team owners to study the issue. It is generally thought the 2 leading cities to be the front runners would be Las Vegas and Seattle. This is SRN News.
With SRN Sports, I'm Andrew Stewart. Yesterday's baseball winners, Philadelphia Phillies slugger Kyle Schwarber went 3 for 3 in the first All-Star Game home run swing-off. Schwarber put the National League ahead 4-3 following a 6-6 tie, in which the American League rallied from a 6-run deficit. The All-Star Game was decided by having 3 batters from each league take 3 swings each off coaches. Meanwhile, Schwarber named All-Star MVP after going 0 for 2 with a walk in the game. Meanwhile, Major League Baseball honored late Hall of Famer Hank Aaron. Technicians at Truist Park in Atlanta recreated Aaron's record-breaking 715th career home run through the use of projection mapping and custom pyrotechnics. Aaron's widow, Billy Aaron, was cheered as she stood and waved following the tribute. This is SRN Sports. A labor stoppage and participation in the upcoming Summer Olympics became topics of discussion during baseball's All-Star break.
Major League Baseball faces a potential lockout in December 2026. Players and management have long clashed over salary cap proposals, a format that union head Tony Clark criticizes as harmful to competition and player salary guarantees. Commissioner Rob Manfred argues the cap could address payroll disparities.
Correspondent Gettin Coolball. In the NBA, the league may finally be one step closer on the long road to expansion. Commissioner Adam Silver says the NBA is tasked by team owners to study the issue more formally. In the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs beat the deadline to sign franchise-tagged guard Trey Smith to a multi-year contract by agreeing to terms of a $94 million deal. With sports, I'm Andrew Stewart.
Time now for a look at sports. I'm Seth Lawrence with this report. The July high school football scrimmage season is in full swing, and Clinton High School got its competitive season going this week. There's a lot to do this month getting ready for the late August kickoff of the high school football season. Coach Ron Bass has a pretty inexperienced team this year, and on top of that, he is installing a lot of new things with his kids.
Yeah, this is our first 7-on-7. We're going to be spending a lot of time today teaching and coaching, just because we just haven't had a chance yet this past month to really dive deep into our offense and defense, which you're going to see a little bit different. Our defense is going to be a little different this year with new defensive coordinator, Coach Patterson. Offense, you're going to see some same things, but we're going to be exclusively more flex bone offense than we were spread. So a little bit different. So we're taking some time. It's going to take some time to coach up and teach these new concepts to our kids. So the next 2 weeks are going to be really important for us to get going into August, as far as getting the basics of what we're doing and base rules and things like that, fundamentals, working on those things this summer, going into August.
Yeah. On top of doing a lot of teaching of new schemes, Coach Bass says they're also trying to coach up a very young and inexperienced group.
Well, obviously compete, be coachable, learn the offense and the defense. We return 4 on each side of the ball, so that's not very many. So we're, it's going to be, there's going to be a learning curve. So we only have 4, and most of them are the same kids on both sides of the ball. So there's going to be a lot of sophomores and juniors that are going to have to step up that have not seen a varsity field yet. They're going to have to step up and they're going to have to learn on the fly. And there might even be some freshmen out there. You just never know. I mean, our numbers are not huge right now. So there's going to be a lot of two-way players. So we're definitely going to have our work cut out.
While 7-on-7 competitions are passing-based competitions, and Clinton will be a run-first team, Coach Bass believes there is a lot to learn through the inexperience.
Well, there's going to be a lot of things you can learn from, even though we may not pass the ball a lot, or we're not in a traditional pass set out of the flex bone. But, whether it's alignment, whether it's your first step, how deep is your motion, what's your first step like? Those are all things. Quarterbacks, how your footwork, getting those things down. There's a lot of things, even though we may not, we're not going to be passing the ball all over the field, but the pass game can be a very dangerous threat in the flex bone offense when you run, and then the play action pass opens up. So usually there's a lot of opportunities for big pass plays in this offense.
The Maroons opened the competitive 7-on-7 schedule hosting Lincoln on Monday. They hosted Tri-Valley for an early 11-on-11 competition on Tuesday, and they'll participate in another 7-on-7 next week at Monticello. The Maroons host Central A&M to open the football season on August 29th. The Chicago Blackhawks agreed Tuesday to a 3-year entry-level contract with Anton Frundell, who was the 3rd overall pick in last month's NHL draft. The 18-year-old Swedish forward's deal has a $975,000 salary cap hit. Frundell scored 11 goals and had 14 assists last season over 29 regular season games for Djurgården, which played in Sweden's 2nd division. His production was part of the reason the team earned promotion to the top division this year. Frundell also helped Sweden win the silver medal at the 2025 IIHF World U18 Championship. He scored a goal and had 2 assists in 3 games. Get sports anytime from your computer or mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com.
This is staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with your regional radio forecast. Chance of thunderstorms today, otherwise sunshine mixed with